Celebrated the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion in World War II. But it wasn't until 2012 that Congress authorized the search for the remains of service members who were killed or missing in that war. And the search has led to some surprises. Growing up, I'd heard a story about an Army Sergeant, John Danaker, from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. He was an 18-year-old gunner on a B-24 bomber, killed in action just a couple of weeks after D-Day in 1944. His body was never found, and that was all I knew until a few months ago when I received some documents from the Army Service Casualty Office. Surprise number one. The Army knew that if he had lived, Sergeant John Danaker would have been my uncle.
Remains are very resilient in most circumstances.
Greg Gardner is the branch chief of the Army Casualty Office. He says the Army will go anywhere on the planet to recover a service member's remains. Then what's found is sent to a Defense Department lab. This one is in Nebraska, where scientists collect a sample of the remains for a DNA analysis. Relatives of the missing service member send a sample of their DNA for comparison. And that's what I did. But 80 years after the crash of a World War II airplane, you'd think that nothing would be left to find. And that was the second surprise. Right now, divers with Trident Archaeology, working off the coast of Denmark, are recovering items from the wreckage of a B-24, believed to be the one my uncle was on when it crashed in 1944.
Saltwater preserves remains very well. And so the remains that are recovered in the ocean, while they have to be desalinated and they have to be protected, they've been preserved very well underwater.
The Army's Missing Aircrew Report contains clues to what might have happened to a missing service member and clues about his fellow airmen. And that led to one more surprise, the biggest of all.
I knew that this would have meant so much to my dad, to have met you and to have met other family members of the guys that were on that plane with him.
Of the 10 men on my uncle's plane, only 2 survived the crash. One of them, the co-pilot, was Lieutenant Oscar Boudreau.
Because we choked up.
Why?
I mean, it's just a connection, you know, you do. Dad's plane being found, you know.
After the war, Lieutenant Boudreau went home to Napoleonville, got married, and had 9 children. I met some of his family recently. They never dreamed his plane would be found.
I went to my daughter and I was like, oh my gosh, remember Papa Boudreau and all this stuff? And, you know, and it was just goosebumps, you know, because it just brought it all back. It was so interesting.
Oscar Boudreau died at the age of 85 in 2003. And that's where the family's memories had ended.
And I would have him explain to the kids what went on. And that's how I got most of my information, when he was talking to my kids.
Blessing to have somebody in your life like that, you know, tremendous blessing to all of us.
Now, a story that started in Pennsylvania, moved to Louisiana, and went halfway around the world has come full circle.
He would have just loved the idea of them finding that plane. We're just excited to see what comes out of this.
And I'm excited too. We would like to thank the Defense Department POW MIA Accounting Office and especially the Army Casualty Office for providing so much information.
Also, we'd like to thank the National World War II Museum for sharing its film archives and Trident Archaeology in the Netherlands for sending the photos of the wreckage of the bomber.